away. The pressure's on for Wilson right here to make sure that he's came this far. You don't want to make it this far and get pushed out and need to come back next Saturday for the next qualifier. But anyway, we've got our XX Wilson, our green Protoss spawning up here in the top right on Daybreak, and his opponent down in the bottom left, up 1-0 is our red Protoss MaydorK, who's a veteran of the IvD tournaments. Really does some. One thing I like about his play is that it's unpredictable. He doesn't stick with 1 or 2 builds. He has a handful at his disposal that he likes to play around with, and that makes it really fun to watch, whereas watching me is fairly boring because I work on about 3 builds total. Well, yeah. Let's be honest, 2. Okay. So.
Wait, you have a new build?
Yeah, bro. I've got a Zerg build now.
God, you have a Zerg build now.
Yeah,
that's right.
Now only lose.
We see a lot of players like that, actually, that just work on 1 build because that's the build that's worked for them on ladder. But there's a huge difference between a tournament situation and a ladder situation.
Mm-hmm.
On the ladder, yeah, you do want to keep doing the same builds over and over, just so you beat it into your mind. So it's like second nature to go with that build. But whenever you're playing in the tournament, you can't really afford to play the same every single match.
Yeah, especially when you're going into best-of-3 series. It's not just a 1-game matchup, So whatever you do in game 1, most of the time you have to do something else different in game 2. Not always, but
a lot of really cool situations too, where you have builds that are masked as other builds.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen Protoss players basically fake out a Zerg opponent thinking it's an Immortal Sentry on it.
Mm-hmm.
And end up coming in with something like DTs or Void Rays and Phoenixes. Just seemingly out of nowhere, just because they know how to position buildings, they know what order to get things in to make the Zerg think it's that build, because it's just so common nowadays.
Yeah. We've even seen, I don't remember, it wasn't that long ago, we saw a fake, expand turn into a 4-gate, which was an interesting concept. Yeah. As soon as that Overlord was out of position. Yeah. And here we go again, MaydorK doing the exact same thing, going ahead and just being on a hold position, being annoying on the gas collectors. You don't really want to pull people off gas if you don't have to. At the same time, you can't leave them there forever. And we're going to see if we're going to see a lot of, we've already got double gases up for MaydorK, so again, I'm expecting him to make his first push off 1 base.
Yeah, it seems about right. He likes to go for that 1 base push, but expand behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't doubt that at all. This map's not as good for Blink Stalkers, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I would expect something different from this time. And of course, right now, MaydorK getting to feel the frustration of watching a Zealot chase a probe. It just gets annoying. Same thing going on the flip side, except there's a Stalker involved, so the Stalker is going to deal with it.
Stargate coming out for MaydorK.
Looks like he is going to turn around and say, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing you just did and do it, and let's see what happens.
I know what you wanted to say, and I was gonna sing the song, but then you didn't say it. If anyone remembers, Nike commercials, especially, I think that was the most recent that I've heard it.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like the Wilson Scout, he's got the sentry in place to make sure that he gets absolutely no vision of what's going on up here. We do have MaydorK has this forward pylon at the what some take as the 4th base at about the 3 o'clock position mid map. While he's holding the Zelnaga, we've got Phoenix on its way out here for MaydorK at the same time that we've got Robo getting out first observer, and we do see Wilson going ahead and getting that 2nd base first here, and trying to keep his probe kind of behind the mineral line to see when this expansion is coming.
Yeah, because he wants to make sure that something's going to happen with that, because trying to defend off a mirror matchup when you're 1 base versus 2 base, as in a 1 base push versus a quick expand, is insanely difficult.
Alright, looks like they really want this probe out of the way. Wilson's going to move it over. I'm not sure if I'm 100% in agreement here of MaydorK going ahead and taking 2 Phoenixes alone instead of waiting just a little bit longer, but the observer's in now, so not much else he could do. But we'll see what kind of damage he can do with these 2 as he is rolling in. Stalker's sitting there waiting for him. Oh, he has 3. I guess they were bunched up. It looks like 2.
The third one is on his way, or on its way across map.
Okay, so
Good, picks off a stray probe there at the bottom. He can't really engage this force though.
No, he has to kind of sit back, and the longer, the bigger it's going to be. Just trying to get on the corners here and there, like that. Pick up a probe here and there, and take one. Like that's one off gas. You got to remember to go ahead and fix that immediately. Wilson's got a good observer here, but and then we've got MaydorK's observer sitting right next to it. They've got observers that are seeing each other, and there we go. MaydorK gonna go ahead and clean that up, saying goodbye, Mr. Vision, and now he comes in with his 4, and let's see how he does here. Picks off another worker, going ahead and playing a little bit risky, grabbing another one, and he's starting to get. If some units don't start producing from Wilson, some more stalkers, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say, it's only so long before he can start really putting some of these. Going straight for a sentry right there, losing nothing still. Whoa.
Loses a lot of health on that Phoenix though. He needs to pull it out behind the others. Yeah, there he goes.
Meanwhile,
but now it's kind of stuck back there until he can let those shields regen. So it's gonna be a few seconds at least before any kind of harassment can begin. We do have the robotics bay coming up for Wilson as well, so he's going to be flying up a little bit of a different tech path. My only problem with that is he knows there's Phoenixes on the map.
And MaydorK going for these third and fourth gases a little bit late here, in my opinion, on his natural. Here comes a couple more workers being picked off here. It's just forcing Wilson to over and over. What are we at now? That's 7 workers that he's just having to recreate, and at the same time he's going ahead and warping in at his forward pylon, get some stalkers here, and looks like he's going to do a dual attack here any moment as he starts to run down towards. So he's got the Phoenixes up by the natural, by the main. He's got the army by the natural, and let's see if they're gonna come in and help each other out. We're gonna. Immortals are lifting.
That's a little bit of an offset force field, but if he throws another one down, he can stop the army from coming out.
Yeah, one immortal falls just from Phoenix fire. It's not. Look at that. The second one is getting picked up, and he's one more pickup to fall. It doesn't look. Yeah, it is gonna go ahead and fall there, and now
it still doesn't lose any Phoenixes.
We've got MaydorK all in Wilson's base right now, in a position you don't want to be in. Colossus coming out. Phoenix is going to go straight for it. Looks like they're going to try to even suicide for it if they have to make sure it gets out of play. And there it goes. It does fall down, and at this point Wilson is just trapped in a corner. MaydorK taking his 3rd at the same time. Only a couple stalkers left, trying to get another Colossus out as fast as he can. But these Phoenixes are really can just pick up what they want. And there goes any chance of getting another Colossus out. He can just start picking up stalkers right now and picking them up. And there we go. We're going to see Wilson go ahead and tap out of game 2.
And that was very well played by MaydorK. Just so much constant harassment, forcing Wilson to spread his APM across multiple places.